Please like and subscribe. Let's grow NAIA basketball. Thank you. Cascade Hoops Talk, bringing the world NAIA basketball one podcast at a time. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Well, the biggest news today is we have a new top 25. We're going to walk through that quickly. Also, we have Tigh Compton. He's the head men's basketball coach, University of Pikeville. They're the Bears. And then the Heart was in action tonight, I should say. We're going to take a look at those games as well as the standings. And then there's a couple of key games in the NAIA tonight that were not top 25, but yet they were significant. So why don't we just kick it off? Let's walk through the top 25 quickly, and then we'll get to Tigh Compton and the Heart action tonight. Grace, obviously, is still number one. They're going to play Cornerstone December 19th. Langston moves up to number 2. They will play Central Christian College tonight. Georgetown, they're number 3. They'll play Miami Hamilton on January 3rd. LSU Shreveport moves up to number 4. They've just been a steady climb, 9-7-4. Tonight they'll play Our Lady of the Lake. At 7-2, College of Idaho comes in at number 5. They're going to play at Multnomah and Warner Pacific this weekend on the road. That Multnomah game is highly anticipated in the Northwest. As you know, Multnomah is playing very good ball. They just went down and beat Arizona Christian and OUAZ, so that place will be packed for that game. Number 6, Southwestern. They have been one of the hottest teams in the country. They move up to number 6. They will play Rockhurst University on December 29th. They're 11-0. Number 7, Montana Tech. They're 7-1, and they will be playing. They have a next game is Vancouver. Vancouver. Wow, you can tell I'm from the Northwest. Vanguard University on December 15th. So what is that? Friday night. Oklahoma Wesleyan, they drop down to number 8 from number 4. On December 18th, they'll take on Texas Wesleyan. They are 10-1. Number 9, Indiana Wesleyan, they stay at number 9. They're 8-2, and they'll play Rochester on December 30th. Coming in at number 10, they drop down after those losses to Union and Multnomah. Arizona Christian, they're 7-2. They will play Montana Western on the 15th. Number 11 is Freed Hardman. They're at 9-2. They move up 1 from number 12. They're coming off a win at Life. They'll play Union on December 16th. I believe that's Saturday. Cumberland's, they come in at number 12, moving up from number 19. They'll play Indiana Southeast on December 16th. Number 13, Northwestern. They're 9-1. They're going to play a couple of non-cons here in the next week or so. On December 16th, which is Saturday, they'll play Westcliff at Westcliff, and then they'll play Vanguard on the 19th. So they're 9-1, and they're making a California sweep. Number 14, Lords. They're 9-0. They have looked really good, and it says here they play Shawnee State on the 13th. Well, that's not right. I'm not sure. I apologize. I'm not sure when they play. I'll have to look that up and fix that. Number 15 is Rocky Mountain. They're at 5-1. They're going to play the Masters on Friday. That's the 15th. That's going to be a good game, the Masters and Rocky Mountain. Coming in at 16, they move down 1 from 15 is Mobile. They'll be at Blue Mountain Christian tonight. They're 9-2. Morningside, they come in at number 17, down 1 from 16. They'll play Bellevue this Saturday. That's a non-conference game for Morningside. Number 18, the Masters. We mentioned they're going to play Rocky Mountain again. That is going to be a great game. and then they'll play Carroll. So they have a couple of big tests in front of them. They are 8-2. Number 19, Olivet Nazarene, they dropped down from 13. They're going to play Concordia in Nebraska on December 18th. Number 20, Roosevelt, they crack into the top 25 very deservedly. This is a very good team. They will play Trinity Christian on Saturday. They are 10-1. Number 21, Xavier, they're 6-1. They'll play Texas College tonight. Number 22, Florida Memorial, they'll play Florida National at Florida National. Remember, that's got to be a tough place to play. That's a dangerous game right there. They're 9-1. They play there on Saturday. Number 23 is Wayland Baptist. They dropped down from number 10. They're 7-3. They, as you know, they played Oklahoma Panhandle the other day, or last night, I guess. Anyway, that was our last game. Barely won that game right at the end. They're going to play Science and Arts on January 4th. Number 24, Oregon Tech. They break into the top 25. They go to the Seattle area, and they play Northwest and Evergreen this weekend. They come in at 6-2. And number 25 is Florida College, back in the top 25. They'll play St. Francis and Cumberland this 15th and 16th. I think that's Friday and Saturday. They're 11-3. They've been on like a 7-game winning streak or something. They're pretty hot right now. Okay, a couple games last night we're going to take a look at. Some anticipated games. One was this, Madonna was at Spring Harbor. Both these teams have been pretty hot. Actually, Madonna, they won this game wire to wire. They really shot the three well. Isaac Anderson, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Ethan Emerson, apologize, somebody tell me how to say that. Emerson, 15 points, 2 rebounds. So Madonna beat Spring Arbor at Spring Arbor. That's a good win for Madonna. And then Bethel, coming off that big win against Georgetown at home last night, had to go up to Governor State tonight and play up there. They won 93-80. Drew Lutz, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Man, that guy can fill up a stat line, can't he? Preston Phillips, 22 points, 11 rebound, double-double. Big Preston Phillips. And then, hey, the Norwell High School freshman Luke McBride, 21 points. He went 6 for 7 shooting, 4 for 4 from 3. Great news for the freshman. He had a great night. Bad news for him. He's going to show up on everybody's scouting report. Big win for both those teams. Congratulations to Madonna and Bethel. Okay, this is the Heart. Tonight in the Heart, real quickly, you can see the games. Culver Stockton beat Clark. Grandview beat William Penn. Poor William Penn can't get a break. Missouri Valley beat Benedictine. Mid-American Nazarene wins 80-63. And then Graceland, they win again. They go 92-85 over Mount Mercy. So what does that mean? Where are we at? Let's take a look at the standings in the Heart. They played a ton of games, kind of like we're going to talk to Coach Compton here in a moment, but the Appalachian Conference has also played a ton of games. Graceland now 7-0, Baker 7-1, Central Methodist and Mid-American Nazarene at 5-2, Park and Missouri Valley. So they're kind of bunched up here with the first, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, somebody help me count. Anyway, the first 5 or 6 are pretty well bunched up. That looks like it might be a tight race as it gets going here. So earlier today, we reached out to Tigh Compton. He's the head men's basketball coach at UPike, University of Pikeville Bears. They're 9-3. They've won 3. Coach Compton, he was the Hoop Dirt men's coach of the week last week. So we thought we'd reach out to him and talk a little bit of Pikeville Bears basketball. That's not right. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Coach Tigh Compton, Pikeville University, UPike. They're the Bears. Thank you, Coach, for being on.
No, I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate you having me on and taking the time to invest in U Pike basketball a little bit.
So, Coach, you're having a good season up to this point. You're 9-3. You're 8-2 in conference. There, you guys have played a ton of conference games. How many conference games total will you play?
Yeah, we have. This is our first year in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. We came over from the Mid-South Conference, and we have 24 conference games. So we actually started our regular season this year with a conference game, and we had, I think it was 6 conference games in the first 13 days of our season. So it was a little bit of a roller coaster. It was something that we weren't necessarily used to or accustomed to,
Right.
but it's forced us to be ready to go right from the jump.
I guess what I'm asking is, are the conference games preloaded, or because you've already played 10 games?
Yeah. They give us a little bit of time here before Christmas, whereas most conferences may squeeze another game or two in here before Christmas, and we're able to spread things out a little bit down the stretch, and maybe give our teams a little bit more time down the stretch, just because we don't have many 3-game weeks, or maybe we've got an additional off Saturday or off Wednesday. But it's our first time through it, so we're learning a lot about it as well.
So, Coach, as I said, you're 9-2, 8-2 there in conference. Just talk about how you feel about this team right now.
Yeah, it's already been a wild ride for us through the first 12 games. We've played 8 of our 12 games have been away from home. We started the year at Union College, which is, obviously the perennial power here in the AAC. We went on the road and dropped an overtime game with them in our first ever AAC game, our first game of the year. Have really just had to adapt. We have 2 conference losses. Both of those losses are on the road, and both are by 1 possession. We dropped a game out in the show to Ave Maria out of Florida, in a game where our second leading scorer, 1,300-point career scorer, first-team All Mid-South Conference returner from last year, Corbin Spencer, tore his ACL in the first half. So we've played 3 games, I believe, since he tore that ACL, and it's hard to replace a kid like Corbin. He's meant a lot to our program over the years. He's been with me the entire duration of me being the head coach here at U Pike, and was a player that I could trust and knew exactly what we were going to get out of him every single night. And we've had to kind of reinvent ourselves here over the last couple of weeks without him, and try to win along the way. So it's already been a whirlwind of a year for us, just with the way we started and being in a new league and trying to learn. You have when you're in the same league, this is my 14th year coaching, and being in the Mid-South Conference all the other years, you kind of learn what to expect from certain teams. Certain coaches usually play a similar style every year, and you're not having to try to reinvent the wheel every single scout every single time. But the first time through the new league, we're having to learn a lot about the teams. It's a lot of teams that we haven't played before, a lot of teams that we're very unfamiliar with. So it's taking a little bit of extra combing through what they do, just for us to be able to find a good level of comfort with new teams and new schemes and that kind of thing. So there's been a lot that's went into it. There's been a lot of change already, but our guys have responded really well. They're playing really well, and I think we're starting to understand our potential, and I think we're starting to fall in love with the process of trying to reach that potential.
Yeah, I knew Corbin Spencer. I only played 5 or 6 games. I wasn't sure of the reason. That's really unfortunate. He's a great player.
He's an unbelievable kid, and he's had a great career, and he's going to finish with a master's degree, and has a great future plan with the police academy, and is going to rebound really well. And we hated to see his career come to an end that way, but at the same time, he's certainly a kid that is going to be able to look back and know that he left everything that he had here in the program and out there on the floor, and he pushed it about as far as he could push it, and he's had an unbelievable career here for us.
So you have a couple of other seniors that are playing really well for you. Big Isaac Standback, 17 points a game, almost 9 rebounds. Talk about Big Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac's a transfer from IU Northwest. He had a great year there last year, and has come in and has picked up right where he left off. He just won the Conference Player of the Week award last week. He shot 80% from the field, averaged 25 and 10. We played at Bluefield last night. He went 6 of 7 from the field last night. I think he's shooting 70% from the field this year. he's a 6'4", 6'5", 230-pound undersized post, and he's got great athleticism, great burst. He's strong as an ox, and he plays with great pace and has great feet, and has been really difficult for teams to stop, certainly around the rim. And we're very thankful to have Big Ike with us, and he's hopefully no signs of slowing down. Hopefully he's able to continue the success that he's had the rest of the year.
You reached up. He's from Chicago. You reached way up north to get him, didn't you?
We've had some luck with Chicago in the past. We've had
okay.
We've had a lot of transfers over the years, and we've had some really good players from Chicago. And he actually knows one of our former players, Marshall Bennett, from the Chicago area, knew him a little bit.
Yep.
So I think he had a little bit of a comfort level coming in, knowing that some people that he had known in the past have been here and have operated very well here as well.
And then another senior, Jeremy Dillon, he's there from Mingo, West Virginia. 16 points a game, 5 rebounds. I'm assuming Stanback and Dillon are kind of your key guys, your leaders.
Yeah, we really the good thing about the group that we've got right now is that we really take a balanced approach. It's a next man up kind of thing, and it's a group that is very unselfish. We move the ball very well. They're really not that in tune with their individual success over our team success, and I know that's rare. I know that's hard. That's a hard thing to do, and we've been lucky to really hit on some of these guys that we brought in and be able to create a great team concept. So they certainly play a huge role. Jeremy is Jeremy's a unique story. Jeremy is a former Kennedy Award winner in West Virginia, which is the award given to the best high school football player in the state of West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Was an unbelievable quarterback, had several Division I offers in football, and ended up going to Marshall University on a scholarship to play basketball. And with the COVID year and a redshirt year, he spent 4 years on scholarship at Marshall before we ended up getting him. He sat out with us last spring so that he could get acclimated a little bit to what we were doing, and is playing his final year here with us now. And he's an unbelievable athlete, very physical wing. He's shooting the ball really well. I think he moved into second place in the league in three-point field goal percentage after last night's game. So, he's playing some of the best basketball of his career here down the stretch. And, he's another local guy too. He's from his hometown's 30 minutes away from Pikeville here. So getting to come home and play in front of family and friends and being able to play well, is definitely something that he deserves and something that we're happy to have him doing.
And I apologize. I misspoke on his numbers. He's 10 and I was on the wrong line. 10 and 5. But at any rate, he's a key piece. That's a great story about him being that going to Marshall. And what was that award he won in West Virginia?
It's the Kennedy Award.
Award.
I believe it's called the Kennedy Award. Yeah, it's given out to the best high school football player in the state of West Virginia, and he was a great quarterback. He was a great athlete and had a ton of success on the gridiron, but just fell in love with basketball.
So I'm assuming Keontae Thomas and Keon Warwick's handle most of the point duties for you.
They do. It's kind of a 1-2 combo, and that's kind of how we sold it to both of those guys. Keon came in last year and I was a true freshman. He's a sophomore this year, but last year as a true freshman, he really stepped up down the stretch in the second semester, led the league in assist-to-turnover ratio in the Mid-South, was top 5 in assists as a true freshman in the Mid-South, and just brings a ton of energy and leadership to our group. He's an everyday guy, a guy that everyone loves being around. He lifts the mood of every room that he's in. You know what you're going to get out of him every single night. And then, we played, Keontae is a transfer from Trinity International. We actually played Trinity International last year and played against him. He played very well against us. We were very impressed with him. And when the unfortunate situation arose that their school was going to close, we knew that we wanted to try to get in on Keontae and try to bring him to our program, even though he was a very ball-dominant guard at Trinity. Keon was a very ball-dominant guard here for us. They both shared the ball so well. They both were great creators. We felt like both of them had the capability of being impactful scorers off the ball as well. They're both very good defensively. And we just thought it would be a good fit for us and a great fit for us. And boy, has it. They've really got along together really well. And they push each other each and every day. And, those two guys are fun to coach. We're glad to have them in our backcourt.
It definitely seems like it's working. They're, almost 90 assists. Between them, they're almost 8 assists a game, 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. So that combination seems to be successful to this point, at least.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm a believer that you can't have too many point guards on the floor. And, for us, we like to spread it out. We like to play with pace. And, just having multiple guys there in the lineup that we can really trust to run the show and make the right decision. And having capable scorers that are much more willing creators and passers as well. Just makes things go much easier for us. So we're lucky to have both those guys.
So, Coach, what would you say is the strength of this team?
In a weird way, I really just feel like it's our cohesiveness. I think that we're as together as any group that we've coached. I think we've got a good understanding of what the big picture looks like and what our ultimate team goals of winning a conference championship are, and giving ourselves a chance to hopefully compete for a national championship. I think we've got a great mixture of new guys that are a little bit older and returners that are a little younger in their career but have a lot of experience. We've got a lot of eagerness. Those guys love to compete. They love to get after it. They love to play for each other. They love to to compete every day and practice against each other. And their ability to do that and still get along really well off the floor is huge. And we've made we tried to do our due diligence in terms of what kind of guys we bring in and how we do things. We really made an intentional effort in the off season to recruit workers, everyday workers that were committed to the process and were committed to maybe getting uncomfortable in their preparation and pushing themselves maybe a little bit further than they've pushed themselves up to this point. And that's not just on the floor. We pushed these guys pretty hard academically. We had a 3.17 GPA last year and didn't have anyone in our program under a 3.0 GPA. So these guys are committed to the classroom just as much as they are to the court. And, we're firm believers here that how you do some things or how you do all things, and getting guys to buy into just being successful and chasing their best in all avenues is something that's really helped our program overall and just really raised the expectation and the standard for what those guys are achieving every day.
Coach Compton, I'd be remiss. I should have mentioned it earlier. You were the Hoop Dirt Coach of the Week. I think that's a real honor you should be proud of, but it's also great for your program.
Yeah, any press like that is good press, and that's certainly not an award that I won. That's an award that our staff and the work that they put in and our players and the execution that they showed up with. That's certainly much more of their award than my award. But to be considered for that and to have an opportunity to win that with all the amazing coaches at our level across the country and all the big wins that are taking place, it's certainly an honor and something that I'll cherish and something that we're proud of. But we understand that that's a collective award for sure. We all put time into that to get that one to get that award for sure.
Coach, you have a couple of tough non-cons between now and Christmas, and then right after the first of the year, you're going to jump with both feet back into Appalachian Conference basketball. What do the Bears need to do to stay in the thick of it and stay in that? It's going to be a dogfight at the top. It's already turning into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think coming into the league as a newcomer, we weren't really sure what to expect. Obviously, Union's been very good. Columbia got hot toward the end of the year last year and was able to win the tournament. And, we knew the top of the league was going to be very competitive, and it certainly is. I think there's several teams that are really, really good home and away. I think there's a bunch of teams in our league that are really good at home and really difficult to beat on their home court. So it's going to be tough. We're going to have to be focused. But I think the biggest thing for us to just try to continue some success and to try to build off what we've done so far is to, find a little bit more consistency. I think most people would say that about their program. I think we're getting closer to a place where we feel like we understand what our normal is, what our what our baseline approach looks like. But at the same time, you've got to do that over and over and over again so that you can kind of trust that what team's going to show up each and every night, what you're going to get out of each and every guy every single night, and kind of raise that baseline a little bit. And I think our consistency, certainly the maturity to win road games and approach road games in a little bit of a different manner, is growing. We're getting better with that, but I would just say consistency and our ability to show up and compete the same way, regardless of where we are, regardless of who we're playing, regardless of what the circumstances may be. If we can find a way to develop that consistency, then I'll feel a whole lot better about game days for sure.
Yeah, you and 250 other coaches.
For sure. So we're certainly in a fight for consistency right now. That's what we're looking for.
Well, Coach Compton, great start for you, Pike. Wish you luck as you just got to knock off these. Well, I don't want to root for anybody, but you got a couple of tough non-cons, and I wish you a lot of luck when you jump back into that Appalachian Conference race. I'm looking forward to that race. That's going to be a tight race, and I wish you luck as you move forward.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We with only 4 non-conference opportunities, we want to try to push ourselves as much as we possibly can. And Coach Arrowwood is a good friend and has been for a long time. So we always enjoy that battle with Rio Grande, and Coach Ireland is also a very close friend and a really good guy that we've played in the past. So we're anxious to go down to Dalton and compete with them too. So should be a good finish for us to the semester. Hopefully we finish it on a high note and can get back into conference play and continue our hot start.
Well, I really appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Tigh Compton. He's the head men's basketball coach, Pikeville. Thank you. Hey, thanks a lot, Coach Compton. Appreciate you being on. Thank you to Pikeville, University of Pikeville, making him available. If you're a head coach or if you're an SID who wants to get your head coach on, just shoot me a note over on Twitter or email me at cascadehoopstalk@gmail.com, cascadehoopstalk@gmail.com. Let's try to get as many coaches on here as possible. We do 4 to 5 interviews, coach interviews a week. I'd like to get every coach in the country on here before the season's over. Hey, I appreciate everybody who listens and all the kind notes I get back. Don't forget to get out and support your local team. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.